Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray, and today we continue our Let's Play of Krastorio 2, where we last episode just got most of our train network up and running, and things are working somewhat well. In between episodes, I just noticed one thing, and it's one thing I just want to address right away, and that is the buffer chest might not be the best solution for this, together with providers. The reason for that is if we have any kind of provider chest in the line, for example with our coal, that will pull for up to these instead if they're missing something, and that's not optimal. So what I want to try and do instead is just make them storage warehouses. So if you do this and say you'll just filter coal, I think that will just get all coal into these as needed. Seems they can just barely hold about 100,000 coal. So that is what we're gonna do with all of them, and then we'll change all of these to passive providers. I think that will be a better solution than what we had before. It also means we should just get a few storage chests flown in, or storage warehouse. Just give me 5 is enough, so we can get this up and running. You will be iron, and we also need to get some active ones, to be honest, if you want to change things around. So let's just give myself a few of those. Good. So let's just change these out, change all of these to active providers, and then things should be working much better. Let's go back here. Remember to change it to stone. And change this one to copper. That way one of these can at least hold 100,000. If we need more, we can always put more down if we want to increase this from what we have 75 at the moment. But once in a while we get more in. So it might be an idea to just have 2 of these buffered at the moment. Gonna put it one further down, since I did misalign it a small amount up here, so I can move it sometime in the future. But for now, this is good. Let's just get this hooked up correctly. Let's get down some active providers. Right now, I think it's fine in these. Hopefully we have enough in storage. Let's get some more here. We could just request 10 to be on the safe side in terms of having enough. There we are, and the last of here. I think that will solve some of the issues we could have had if we didn't do this. And in theory it should work the same way if we have an active provider or we have one of the other ones. So that's good. That is hopefully gonna work as intended. Let's just get a second one here. This is lined up correctly. The same with this one. And let's get one more for iron that we have to put down one further as well, since that was also misaligned. So there we are. That should be able to hold 200,000 of each of the resources without any issue. So the next thing I just want to fix while we're looking at it, that is gonna be our little copper thing here. Coal. That is almost running out, so we'll have to figure something out with this one, or just pretty much dismantle it. Right now I'm thinking I'll just dismantle it and maybe throw this into the system. We only have about 1.5k left. So we can just remove this one and pretty much let this one empty out, or disconnect this and hook up things somewhere else. For now I think I'll just remove this entire production area here to make room for something else, since we have a much bigger one up top. So it's always nice to keep doing a bit of cleaning on stuff like this. There we go. That should all get put into the relevant places. All the coal that is getting thrown in. That is perfect. And that's what the storage chests are for. So now we've cleaned this up. That only took a few seconds. This one will slowly empty out. And then we just need to figure out how we get, what's it called? This on the main bus. Or actually also get into a smeltery column. So what I want to do is, to be honest, let's just do this. You can just go into an active provider to get rid of all of the rest for this one. Oh, one more, sorry. Right here. Into an active provider. And that's going to clear out all of this and put it into the correct places. Then we want to get rid of all of you. Just to clean this up. And we can just hook up what's it called, a requester chest right here to throw things in. So let's do this for now. We'll do a requester chest with an output into the system. You will request coal. We could probably do something else or use something else than coal, but right now we have the coal. So let's just use that for now. And then we can change it for something else in the future. Maybe coke. A lot of you have been talking about that being a better solution. But right now I'll just try and keep this. I think it might be better fuel for whatever input we have. So coal is going this way. Could just do it a bit differently. So you'll become a requester instead. Requesting coal. Not that, sorry. Coal. To go down the main bus. And the same with the rest of them. Just kind of going down. That means over here, instead of doing that, I could just have the coal be flown in over here to have more go down the main line. And that is kind of what I'm gonna do. So we'll kind of just discontinue this little part. And get the rest of this hooked up with robots instead. You can go away. And we can get a requester chest. And the same as before. And output. There we go. As I said before, that is my goal for this, is having robots move it around inside the base and everything just going in up here. I think that'll be very cool. How many robots it's gonna take? Not sure, but we will figure that out in the future. So now things are actually running somewhat well. I know we don't have an iron one going in yet. We could just set up a quick iron outpost just to see how it works. Just to fill this one up. I know we still have 2 million, but at least then we have some kind of system running. And I kind of want that. Let's also just do this. Go to 0, please. I have too much of you. And we can set, let's say, set this one to 0 as well in case I pick some of them up. But for now, let's just hook up another outpost. I think we can just, are we in the situation where we can just copy this one and that will work? I think we might be in that situation. So let's just try and do this. And remove this part. I think it'll be fine. There we are. Get rid of all the trees. And let's just hook this one up. Top left. Let's take our north-south one to continue down this way towards our iron patch. And of course, we can always remove this as soon as things are done. Might be better just setting it up in this cell above it. That might actually be the best solution. Let's take out a shovel. There we are. Get rid of all the trees, please. And let's see if our little blueprint works. Outpost. We still have this one that's annoying it a bit. Is that the only one we have to remove for it to work? Or we also have pretty much these two that's in the way. So if we do this, we should pretty much just hook up the outpost as needed. That will all get built, hooked up. We'll just have to change you to iron outpost 1. And look at that, the entire outpost is already built. I love making things modular. It's one of my favorite things. And that means we can just pretty much take one of you, stamp you down right here. Could get a bit of concrete just for the fun of it. I think if just concrete in all of this, that would be better. But let's just try. Let's try it for once. There we are. That should get him to move a bit faster. Get 60 more flown in. And get our 4 output ones just here. Maybe on the side. To make it look a bit better. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll want 1, 2, 3, 4. Always like lining them up like this so I know when I have to stop. It makes it a lot easier to see. Because then we can just do here, 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 and here. And you can see one thing we might be missing in the blueprint is a power connection. But there we are. That is a lot of iron flowing in. Yeah, take some more miners, please. And let's just start the next research. We are getting somewhat far down the research tree. Should probably get our, what's it called, rocket launch first, so we can start to get optimized tech cards that are going to be used to make different things going forward. Can also upgrade the mining speed a bit. Better belts. This seems a lot easier to make than the express ones, but we do need the express ones before these. Get this one as well. Speed, I'll wait a bit with that one. Will this give us, ooh, that'll give us Sniper Mark II. Train braking force. Let's get the efficiency module all the way, and let's get some beacons. We might soon be at the time where we can start to use those. So now all of this is working somewhat well. That means we can just put in one train. And as we've seen so many times before, it is extremely easy to set up. That is fine. We'll go iron outpost, fuel cargo, full cargo. We'll go to iron ore supply until circuit condition is above 1. And here is a bit of fuel for you. And go. That means we'll go around, hook up, and then we'll be good. Let's just hook up a second train while we're here. Since we're doing 2 per outpost, and it's as simple as doing this. Oh. Right click, left click. It's because you're working, you're not really allowing me to do that. There we are. And you can get a bit of fuel as well. And go. So now we have 2 of these going. That'll go back and unload into our storage chests right here. As long as we have less than 75k. There's no way I can see it from up top, but I'll have to change in this one. So that means we have all the resources going in. We have all the miners going. There we go. Max one of these. And this entire patch has been used. Biomass gone. So that is that. Let's just take the train back. It's almost full. Almost is. So while that is filling up, let's see what the next thing should be. Right now we have all our main resources going in. We might soon go for Emersite. I think that'll be needed for some things in the future. But firstly, I think we might be at the stage where we should start to make our rocket control units. I want to try and make it all with, what's it called? Robots. So let's try and make a robot cell of those. Let's just check this one. I want to see if it works. Oh, look at that. Goes directly over here. This will start to unload. The robots will start to move it. And it'll go back to the outpost. I love how this works. Here comes the robots. It's going to move it all. It's going to probably take up most of the ones we have. But look how fast they're moving it. That is one of the strengths about using an active provider. It can unload quite quickly. I would have used loaders to get it out, but unfortunately that doesn't work. But these are somewhat fast enough anyway. So that is that. Let's go down and set up rocket control units. And that probably should mean that we should get a few more things. There is actually no need to go all the way to the bottom. We could use a new area over here. Maybe some of this grassland. Just to get things flowing. So firstly, let's just expand over here so we can see where it has to be. Maybe clearing out some of the trees as we go. And let's go up onto connect up to somewhere where we have some rubber ports. There we are, and that's connected up. Away with all the trees, please. Oh, a biter's not. Oh, it's gonna give a biter something to do. And power-wise, we might be struggling a bit. So see, this one's working at probably half speed then. That's just because we are making a ton of rubber ports. Oh yeah. Delete. Delete. These ones are working full speed. And that is exactly what I like to see. So now we have most of this hooked up. Kind of want to start out here. We do have room for a second row of items to transport this way if we want to. But let's just try and make it right here. So what if we make this our rocket control unit cell? Don't think we have it anywhere yet, unless I had have completely forgotten about that. We have a small one making that, but we can just do a multi-purpose for this one. So what do we need? We need two things: process units and speed modules. I'll just kind of make both here. Maybe a direct insertion from speed modules to the other one, or we'll just set it up at the correct ratio. So let's look at our, what's it called, speed modules. Electronic circuits, electronic components. That is fine. That is very, very easy to set up. So 15 seconds to make one. This one needs one every 30. So it should be 2 to 1. 2 of these to one of the other ones. So let's see here. Where is it at? 1, 2, 2, 1. We don't really need to do direct insertion. We could do it like this. So you will be here and here, and then we'll do one just down here. Let's see. Sorry if you can hear that in the background. My girlfriend is talking on the phone with one of her good friends. It is ruining my concentration a small amount, but yeah, it's fine. So I did the wrong way. There we are, 1 to 2. So in 30 seconds this makes 2. This one needs 1 in 30 seconds, so that's 2 to 1. Then we'll just do request, 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 and some passive providers if we don't use direct insertion. We should probably do direct insertion. That will be a lot better. Just to minimize the amount of things we have to move around. It's not a lot, but it will mean something in the long run. So we could in theory just do there and there. We'll then do a request to chest here, and a passive one there and there. So this will be our setup. I think these will be good enough. In, out, and out. Let's limit it to 1 stack in each of these. And add in a bit of power. Here and there. So now we should be able to request things. So you can go to this one and the same with here. And then we'll just add in these two as well, electronic components. Electronic components, yeah, just get us 50. And what's green circuits the other one was? Let's go on a limb and hope it was 50. So that should get this to run, that should get that to run. Let's not request in these from somewhere else. We want to get them from these. And there we are. That should be everything we need for this one to run. And in theory we can just stamp this over. Might have to move this one over one. Just gonna check if we do it right here. Can we then just put it here and here instead? Yeah, I think that'll be fine to have a bit of direct insertion. And now that I'm seeing this, I remember one thing. Electronic components were struggling quite a bit. So that's one of the things we'll have to set up as well. Might just make one right down here, directly across from that one, to have some kind of symmetry. So let's get that set up as well. I know that's going to require a ton of things. That's going to start to tax our robots a bit in terms of how much they have to move. But we should quite easily be able to set it up. Because we just need these 3 things in. So what if I just do this? I would like this part. Pretty much that part here. I would like to make it right here. That means we also doesn't take up any more room than that. I felt when I made it, it was much bigger. And as easy as that, we have it made. Let's get the trees out so we can see something. So now we just need a few things flown in. You will just request stone if you would be so nice. Request, can I do it? Stone, please. Let's get 1,000, it's not that bad. Robots will move that very quickly. This one can still have a bit of storage of this one. We'll want coal right here. So request and one of you. Ooh, bit of coal. 1,000 is a bit overkill, but yeah, it's fine. I'll give it a coal, and this one just needs glass and plastic. That means we should be able to do something like this, here and here, with an input and an input. How to do it over here? We had plastic on the inside. So you'll request plastic. I think 2 might be fine, and you'll request glass. Do we have both in the network? I think we do. Should be pulled out from these into this one. So there we are. That's, oh, we need the output for this one as well. Can we do it right here? So you'll do a passive provider width and inputs. And limit it just to, should we just let it go for entire chest? Yeah, I think it will be fine. This one is getting the stone. Stone is going in. Oh, why? Oh, we need water in as well. I had completely forgotten about that. And we could do that with the robots as well. So what if we just do something I haven't done that much before? And that's unloading with robots. So let's try and do that. So we can stamp it around. Unload water, please. That means you'll just have to get some water barrels in. With, of course, a requester and an active provider. Let's do it with these. That will make it go a bit easier. Active provider and requester. So out and in. Please get water for me. Just get, that should be fine. And you'll throw out the barrels. So it means we just have to hook up some water somewhere to get flown around the world. And luckily that shouldn't be that hard. So let's just make a water cell over here. Oh, let's not get too close to this. That does hurt a bit. Was just testing it again because it's been a while since I did it last. There we go. Thank you, little robots. And now we have to make sure we get the input fast enough. Maybe if we just do this. Not quite sure. I want 1 for 1. I don't want us to be limited by things. So what if we just do this? Can we just make a straight cut right here? Maybe something like that. That should give us enough room to get in a ton of pumps. Oh, I don't know why I'm still handcrafting those, but I am. Should probably hook it up somewhere else. While they're getting here, let's just remove this one. You're done. And everything is running off our massive one up here. And of course the one we have over here. Oh, that's one thing I want to remove. This one and that one. So power-wise, we are going strong still. No issues. Now we just need to hook up some water. Let's see how close can we place one here. Oh, we can't. Pumps have to be on land now after the update. So where did our pumps go? They're right there. Is this too close? I think it is. Because I kind of want to have them directly inserted into these. So like this, you will barrel water. I know it's not going to keep up, but I still want it in with one in case it gets faster in the future. Because I know as soon as we get it into barrels, into pipes, it will slow it down quite significantly. So what if we just do this? I want this one. So 1, 2, 2, and I'll request a chest and a passive provider. Let's do it here so we have some kind of symmetry. Looks kind of cool. So you'll be out, out, you'll be in, out, out. And let's just limit you to, let's say, this amount. This will need some power. Doesn't have to be the same as everything else. I'm talking about getting what's called a windmill going, because this doesn't matter if it runs out, because that would be an issue anyway. So now we just need a place to craft some barrels, and we should be good. Actually, we should be crafting barrels. But did we stop that again? Or is something else I might not have crafted enough barrels. So let's go set up some barrel production so we have that for the future. Might also want to get this away. Almost full, so let's just do this while we're here. I'd like for you to change to... Yeah, it might just want to be this, but I want to go into 2 active providers instead. And here, and... yeah, we can just use yellow ones for now. Or we can just use red. Because that way we can get this emptied out and just remember the filters, of course. We have that. And only leave behind this uranium. Should probably do a passive provider in case we need it somewhere. Oh, don't pick up things, it hurts. And let's do the same down here. So we have things starting to build up in this one instead. Or we could just have done it in this one just as easily, but I kind of want them to get their own chest. Though this was completely wrong. Could we just make this an active provider and these two be the other thing? Yeah, we might just do that instead. So do I have, oh, sorry, a passive provider. Medium passive. There we are. That way we should have this available to the network, and this is not really needed. There's uranium back. So that is fine. This will just keep chugging along, slow and steady. Just gonna expand it out a bit. I have a feeling that we might need more going forward. And it's quite easy for us to expand it out right now without really costing us anything. So there we are. That will start to work. But we came from the water that needed barrels. That will be the last thing we do this episode. Oh, we have a ton of things here we don't need. There we are. So let's go up top. Let's hook up some barrel production. Since one of the good things about a robotic base is that as soon as you set up the first time, you don't really have to think about it that much anymore. Which is a huge, or at least something I like doing, so I don't have to worry about that in the future when I know I have a lot of different things I need to manage. So what if we just do it down here? Just start over here for now. And say I would like for you to make some barrels, please. There we are. We'll just let them make a whole stack. I know I'll need a lot of barrels going forward for different things. And that is getting emptied out. It's getting put into our storage chest just as I want. So that is good. These should be starting to get some barrels very, very soon. At least as soon as these start to produce a bit more. Let's give him a helping hand, just doubling our barrel production. At least until we run out of something else. But as you can see, we are also buffering 2 of each train now here. That means that our network is full of what we need. More than 75k of each. Wonder why coal is that low. Did something mess up over here? Did I break something when I made more trains? Or more stops, that is. I think I might have. So let's just go and have a look. I thought we could do that, but looking at it right now, I think this might have been the wrong way to do it. What are you called? Nothing? No, just waiting. Is this because they have 2 that's not defined? What if we just define them as... Will this work in terms of getting dissolved? Let's just see. Oh. No, what if we just disconnect them then? Will that solve it so you don't have double? Because this should run, but they're not requesting any trains. The only reason I can think is because of this one. What we call you 2 and 3. Would that work for you? Nope, that doesn't affect it at all. So what if I disconnect this part? Will that solve it? No, it seems I completely broke this somehow. M is less than P. P outputs 1. That means this should be less. So I did break this somehow. That is a bit annoying. If this one wants to go, why ain't you? Because you should be getting the circuit coal supply 1. Let's just try and remove these 2. For now, we can always build them again. Please go away with that. And then we'll just have to solve this one again. So you are called call requester. Oh. Let's just check here. All of them should look good. That should be fine. This one should be fine as well. So, what if just disconnect you quick? Will that work? And hook you up again? Because this one is going. It is requesting one, but why ain't you guys going in? Is it because, oh, it already sent a request to this one, but that one just kind of stopped itself? Is that why? We don't want 2 in anyway, just get your way. Is that the whole reason why it stopped? Because it did try to request, but because we had more stops, it blocked itself. I kind of want to get this back just to test it out. If that is why I can't figure it out. Yeah, because there's something wrong with the way this works at the moment. Because this is correct the way it's reading it. That's quite strange. Did not expect that to happen when looking at this. And I have a feeling it's because of these. But I can't really see why. Because it's still the same request it has going into this one. Do you have a request? You don't. What if we do this just to get you to try and reset and see if that fixes it? Might just be something like that that's holding it back. So you should get our requester. It is. And that should reset this one. Because we have 1 going in. So let's just leave without these for now and see if this one gets emptied out. The new one comes back. And this one should then get a requester 1 as soon as this one leaves. Because this one is still outputting a 1. Let's see if that is the case. There we go, that's gonna activate this one. Okay, so it was just some kind of mistake I made by making it 2 other trains stations. I'll kind of have to figure out why that is, or you can't have more doing the same things. Might be conflicting with each other because they are doing the same things. Might have to call this 1 or 2 so it doesn't have the same, what's called, request number. It could be something like that. I will try and research it. But with that, I will end the episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you'll leave a like on this video and subscribe if you're new to the channel. It will help me out a lot. And then I will see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.